So here we are, ending the day on a Saturday. It wasn't really the plan to come in on Saturday because I thought, there's not really much stuff going on Friday. Is getting things done, crushing it, making way through my normal stuff. But when you are a owner operator of a business with a couple of employees, then things kind of happen, and then you've got to stop what you're doing and kind of check on stuff, and then guess what? You don't get back to doing what you were supposed to be doing as the owner portion of the keyword of owner/operator, right? Then just shit goes down, right? My problem was that issues with the tracker, so I went to go check the vehicle, tried to see what the problem was, then kind of found out one of the trucks had a flat tire. Nobody said anything, so pumped it over there, still had a leak. Ran to the auto store, got a fix a flat, filled it back up, was saying, oh, maybe, check the stem, whatever, right? Came back, just wasn't able to get stuff done that I needed to. Next thing you know, it's freaking 8:30. I'm like, shit, I gotta get out of here, And then, come in on a Saturday, trying to get some stuff done, and just my mind doesn't really rest. I walk in and there's just stuff everywhere, right? I mean, it's an office. So, yes, it's not a huge office. It's not small, but it's not huge. So, I mean, it's still a workplace, right? Sometimes clients come in. So, it doesn't need to look like a hardware store where you got stuff everywhere. Again, owner portion of the other portion of owner operator, right? Everything you do should be at least be presentable, that you're a professional, right? You want people to pay you professional dollars with the quality of service you provide. Well, everyone says don't judge a book by its cover, but motherfuckers still do. But anyway, so I walked in the office and I was like, well, I guess I gotta clean up, because guess what? Now you're the operator portion, because you're the guy in the office most of the time. But so you clean stuff up, get your trash out, do whatever. So kind of saying everything is just, that's the balance right now, right? But again, plan for getting people to do X, Y, and Z. Now, that stuff around the office, I mean, you're an owner-operator, especially coming up, in some type of leadership, coming up in the military, right? That that just because you're in charge doesn't make you better than anyone else to take the trash out, right? Or clean up the office, or vacuum, or shred paper, take the shredder out, whatever it is, right? Think of all the stuff that you remember doing when you were a private, just joining in, or enlisted, whatever you want to call it, right? All that kind of semi-grunt work, right? The stuff that still has to get done. So, don't really mind it, but again, you're still not nobody's wife, girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever, right? Somebody that cleans up after you, that's not really in my lane, right? That shouldn't be all on me to do it. So I talked with a couple of the guys that work in the office. They're like, hey, you guys got to help out. Like, politely tell them to pretty much like, take your fucking shit out. Take the goddamn trash out. All right? As I'm cleaning stuff up, Saturday problem. Here we go. Can't find the spare keys for the trailer. Right? Yeah, I get it. It's the word spare. Right? They're the backup. But where are they at? Right? One is none, two is one. Right? That's why we have spare keys. So, that was a little wild because I had to go check vehicles, sent out a text message to the guys like, hey, anybody know where it's at? Nothing. Nobody knew. So I checked everywhere. Hopefully, one of the guys accidentally brought it home with them. On accident, picked up the keys, because it's on D-rings. Most of the guys had D-rings so they don't lose their keys, but you never know. So pretty much is that when you're building something, a business, or you're starting out doing something that you don't do full time, or you haven't been doing full time, right? You're gonna have to put the work in, right? But then you got to build systems and processes. So I did not really do that as quickly as I should, but I mean, I did document stuff, but kind of was brought up in the mastermind this morning that getting the policies and procedures like set in stone like in the military, it's not really somewhat realistic, I guess. Best word to use it, right? Because when you're starting out, you're going to have to be able to adjust policies, procedures, but your core foundation should always be the same. So there's always a couple things, right, that need to be the same, right? So it should be, your people if you have people, right? If you don't have people, it should be processes, systems, and then cash, accounting, whatever you want to call it. Because guess what? If you don't know your numbers, you don't know what you're spending or why you're spending it, well, then how the hell are you going to know to make what you need to do to make a profit, right? So you got to know. If you got people, it's about personnel, because you got to find the right people, right, that are going to be able to do things for the business, for the team, in order to make a profit, right? Finding people to just show up currently is already a task in itself, right? And I'm sure the current business owners, right, starting out or have been operating pre-COVID, can tell you, like, it's been harder, right? Shit. I mean, the trades, you can't find anybody to show up to work. No show, no call. Oh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. Or, they bring in people and they're horrible, right? So humans, I always say, we're finicky creatures, right? There's things that you just don't understand about human beings. You never will. So that's the other puzzle. So once you figure out the people puzzle, when you get to that portion, because I don't think you're ever always going to figure it out. You always have to find somebody, right? But those people that you find, hopefully they can grow with the business or whatever you're doing, right? So, if they can't grow with the business, then, doesn't mean they're out, but they may not be able to take that next step. And some people just they're not ready, or they don't want to take that next step. But, you just, as long as they're providing value and then you're returning that value to them, right? By paying them well, above the average, making sure that, they get their time off, whatever the case may be. So, but that's always going to be a work in progress. Your processes, that's always going to be, something that's going to be fine-tuned. I mean, shit, we had to change our management agreements 3 times already, just because of, learning from owners doing things, or we looked at the market and ran the numbers, cost of doing X, Y, and Z. It's like, there's no way you can maintain or make a profit at this price. So, guess what? If you're providing this phenomenal service that other people aren't doing, well, do it good, be undeniable, so they don't question the cost, because you got to make a profit. Like, you started a business because you needed it, you didn't want, whatever the case, you didn't want to work for anybody else, or, but, businesses, you want to make a profit. Yes, if I'm okay if, like, the business breaks even, but, like, not if I'm working 6 days a week. Like, I'm just being realistic, and then, of course, your accounting. Money in, money out. That leads to your systems, systems and processes. Like, you're going to have to bring in people to do what you're doing, or a procedure or something, or you hire people that you suck at doing this, and you suck at doing whatever that is, right? Or you don't like it, then find somebody who's good at it. Pay them good to do what you don't want to do, because, again, that frees you up time. So that's a balancing act, My wife hated the simple fact that I was trying to hire people to do X, Y, and Z. She said, well, you could do that. I could do that, but if I'm doing that one thing, then I am not working on my business. I'm going to continue working in my business, And if that's what you're going to do, that's fine. If that's what you want to do, not a big deal. But, it's not a business, it's a job, right? That's the distinct difference. It is not a business, it's a job. So, you pick and choose what you want. But, there's tons of things I didn't know. Tons of things I'm still learning, Just operating this, I read about it, talk to people who did it, but until you're doing it, but you're never really going to know, right? It's like the proof of concept. You know, you just don't go say, well, hey, I read a book about it, I did it one time, now you're an expert. Well, I guess, whatever. I mean, we kind of live that way right now where, you know, there are people out there just saying, hey, this is what you should do, and they're not doing it. Or they did it, they're okay at it, you know, didn't put their 10,000 hours into it, right? So that you can master that skill. But business, I don't think there's really a cutoff for 10,000 hours, honestly, because you look and you do your research and you figure out, you know, there's people still in the game and we're still learning because things happen. I don't think anybody thought that COVID would shut it down, right? Like, did I start a business at the best time, right? Right when COVID started, right? And now, shit, now we're, you know, inflation and a recession, and, you know, it's just, you can't find anybody. So it's like, it's kind of weird because, you know, when people were looking for work, you know, you could get real good people, right, at a decent rate. Now, at least here in St. Louis, you got people saying they could do X, Y, and Z, you know, showing you pictures of other people's work, and then guess what? They ain't worth that, you know. But it's all a big puzzle, right? You just got to figure it out. End of the day, like, you know, if you are thinking that operating or starting a business, really, that's not saying operating, because again, it's in my humble opinion, right? But I don't know shit. Is that, you know, getting into business, it's like you got to figure out what your business is. Are you going to sell a product? Are you going to be a service provider like we are, right? Or you know, whatever it is like, you know, I understand. I tell people all the time, it's like, no, man, like this year I got a job. When I first started, it was a hobby, because guess what? I wasn't paying myself shit, right? Because I put everything back in. But, you know, if you don't have a backup plan, or you don't have a nest egg, or what the case may be, right? Even if you do have a nest egg, you're still, if you want to build a business, right, you shouldn't be siphoning funds to help you grow. But you should also start to look at where you can trim the fat, right? Looking at your KPIs, key performance indexes, right? Or indicators. Sorry. And then find out what really is working and what's not. What are you wasting time, money, effort in that's not giving you a return that you need? So, got to make that decision as a business owner. Yeah, you can go to coaching, you can do that, but, you know, not saying coaching's bad, but I think, you know, shit, I want to do it, but I don't think I'm ready to get somebody to coach me, because I don't know really what questions, other than basic questions, to ask them. And then, you know, you're going to spend whatever money you're going to spend, and then you're just going to get basic answers, right? Because, you know, you're not providing, like, hey, this is some, you know, deeper, like, questions to ask, like, you know, in my opinion, again, right? I mean, I'm sure there's somebody out there that can point me in the right direction of a great coach where I can ask some, you know, crayon and napkin kind of questions and get enlightened, you know, like, you know, from Obi-Wan Kenobi or somebody fancy like that, right? But I don't think I'm ready to be there. I definitely want to get some coaching, but well, just need to figure it out. At least get a better feel to ask kind of like higher level questions, because again, I want higher level results. Now, you know, I mean, not looking to take over the world, but if I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it 100%. I'm not going to half-ass it. I'm not going to, you know, dip my toe in and think, oh, okay, well, I'm going to try this out. Maybe that's why I'm somewhat of a glutton for punishment, is what I told my wife, you know. I do hard things. I'm married to you. You know, I got a saltwater fish tank. I'm trying to have a saltwater fish tank, a reef tank, you know. And now I'm starting a property management property management business during when COVID started, right? You know, before all the interest rates gone up, people were selling. Nobody was looking to keep rentals. They were selling on a hot market. And I'm like, oh shit, here we go. Right? Now, they're not selling. So what are they going to do? They got to keep their properties. So we'll see if it works out. I mean, there are some people still buying. But, you know, you just got to keep at it. At least that's what I tell myself, is that you just got to keep putting in the reps, getting the practice, you know. Everything's a training event, right? Everything that you do is a rep. You know, you got to put in the reps, you got to put in the time. You just got to do it. Luckily, my wife is used to me being gone or not home all the time, which is cool. But now, you know, I'm not overseas. I'm not on TDY. I'm not on training mission on the field, whatever. But now I'm at my office. I'm trying to do stuff at properties. And, you know, it does suck getting home, you know, anywhere between 9 and 10:30 at night, you know, five days a week at a minimum. Saturdays, I try to come home around this time when it's like 3:30 almost now, right? Because I still got a honey-do list. I still got stuff to do at my house. So, but, you know, make this just to kind of maybe get some stuff on my chest and just talk about things, air it out, you know. Maybe somebody will see it, it'll help them not make the missteps I made. Or two, maybe somebody can be like, I always say, like, hey, you're doing it wrong. Well, cool. What am I doing wrong? You know, give me some insight. Or, you know, just talk shit about me. I don't care. I'm an asshole. So, you know, I'm not an asshole on purpose. You know, people say they're going to do something. It's kind of what I expect them to do. So, all right, well, got to get off here because I'm going to pull it to my house, go out there and put in this fence that I've been trying to put in now for like 2 months. But see you later, interwebs.